So this was a really interesting assignment for me because I got to read two dissertations that directly connect to my interest in the 19th century women's rights movement, first wave feminism, and women's roles in antebellum America. So in my senior year at Wells College, during my undergraduate years, I wrote a thesis about Martha Coffin Wright. And in that I explored some of the social connections she used to help found the Seneca Falls Women's Rights Convention of 1848. I argued that she played a more significant role than historians have previously given her credit for because her writings played a significant role in getting people to support the women's rights movement. The first dissertation that I explored was the signers of the Declaration of Sentiments, Kinship and Economic Ties in a Reformed Community, 1779 to 1879. The author was Anne M. DeRuzy. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So, in that dissertation, the author discusses kinship and economic ties of reformers in northern Seneca County and how they participated in a wide range of issues such as agricultural improvement, political reform, coeducation, abolition of women's rights. Participants in these diverse causes shared a belief that progress was defined by the expansion of justice and liberty, which also connected to some of the things that I researched in my senior thesis in my years at Wells College. Some of her historical methods included drawing upon transfer records, maps, early histories, newspapers, journals, business papers of leading local reformers, census-derived databases on population and culture, and she says that all of these sources revealed a cooperative network of reform and improvement that began in Seneca County at least 20 years before the 1848 Women's Rights Convention. Her sources mainly relied on a lot of newspapers from like the Seneca Falls Historical Convention, like the Church's Collection, and also the New York State Archives, specifically their wills, and then also the office of the Seneca County Court with the probate books. The next dissertation I focused on was called The Ladies Are Coming, A New History of Antebellum Temperance, Women's Rights, and Political Activism. This is a more recent one, and it was written in 2018 by Dawn Winters. So, in her dissertation, Winters claims to reconfigure our knowledge of antebellum temperance activism, origins of antebellum women's rights, and the role of women in antebellum political culture. She argues that women grew tired of men's political ineptitude. They seized control of political temperance, launching a robust political pressure campaign that was highly effective. They also inflected temperance with a different set of concerns, centering on a gendered analysis that focused on women's legal and political disabilities. So, like the other dissertation, this author focused heavily on newspapers, like the Advent Herald and the Hoosier State Chronicles. Some of the primary sources she used were pieces from the Almanac of American Temperance, and then there was a really interesting book that I looked further into called Maine's Liquor Law, Its Origin, History, and Results. So both of these dissertations give me a really good idea of the structure of dissertations, and that was really interesting to see and will be useful as I go further down this doctoral path.